Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, please confirm to me, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, am I audible? Right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed in the last session. Right, sir. Any of you are new today? Right. Those who are not having that classroom notes, daily classroom notes link, now try to take this link. In this link only, daily classroom notes is available to you. So try to use this link. Okay. So tinyurl.com/Java 1130 AM notes. In this link only, the daily classroom notes is available for you. Just within minutes of completing this class, you are able to see these notes. Okay. Now directly in the shareable document only, I'm typing the document here so that you are able to watch it completely. All right, sir. Now in the last sessions, what we completed there, differences between Java and others here we are discussing there. So inside these differences between Java and others, almost all two differences we completed up to now. What are the two differences here we completed? First one is like what there, C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is what there, a dynamic programming language. So if any programming language allows memory allocation at a compilation time, not at runtime, so then the programming language is called as what? Static programming language. If any programming language allows memory allocation at a runtime, not at compilation time, then the programming language is what there? Dynamic programming language. Right, sir. Now this is the point here we have to understand. Next one is after that, in C and C++ applications, memory will be allocated at the time of compilation only, not at runtime. But in the case of Java, memory will be allocated at runtime, not at compilation time. That's why Java is a dynamic programming language. See this punch here? Now the second punch here we understood there. What about the second one here? Preprocessor is required in C and C++, but preprocessor is not required in Java. There also we have given some points. In general, preprocessor is the first phase in the compilation. In C and C++, the complete predefined library was provided in the form of header files. What are the various header files? You know, stdio.h, conio.h, math.h. In C and C++ applications, if you want to use predefined library, which is available in the header files, then we have to use #include, then we have to use include, or sorry, we have to include these header files in the C and C++ applications. To include header files in C and C++ applications, we have to use #include statements. What are the examples here we have used there? #include stdio.h, #include conio.h, and #include math.h. Like this here we are able to provide. Internal flow are given there. What is that internal flow? No. When we execute C and C++ applications, preprocessor, simple. When we compile C and C++ application, not execute. When we compile C and C++ applications, preprocessor will perform the following actions. What are the various actions that preprocessor is able to perform there? Preprocessor will recognize all the #include statements. Preprocessor will recognize all the header files names which we provided along with the #include statements. Preprocessor will search whether these header files are existed or not in the C and C++ softwares. If the provided header files do not exist, then the preprocessor will raise errors. If the provided header files exist in the C and C++ softwares, then the preprocessor will load the provided header files content to the memory. Loading predefined libraries at the compilation time is called as what is static loading. In C and C++, preprocessor is required in order to recognize hash include statements and to load the provided header files content to the memory. That's the requirement of the preprocessor in C and C++. Related diagram here are given there. Coming to the Java and its internal content. In Java, the complete predefined library was provided in the form of classes and interfaces in packages. Examples are like what there, java.io, java.util, java.sql, like this. In Java, to include the predefined library, we have to import the packages. Here to import any package, we have to use the import statement. What exactly that import statement here we have to provide the import java.io.star, import java.util.star, import java.sql.star. If we compile Java file, then the compiler will perform the following actions. What are the various actions? No, compiler will recognize all the provided import statements. Compiler will take all the packages names what we provided along with import statements. Compiler will check them whether they're available or not in the Java software. If they're not available, raise an error. If they're available, compiler will not raise any error. At the same time, compiler will not load any package content to the memory. In Java, compiler is not responsible for loading packages to the memory. Compiler is responsible for checking whether the provided packages are available or not available in the Java software. But who is going to load that package content to the memory? In Java, JVM will load the required predefined library to the memory at runtime. Here, loading the predefined library at runtime is called as what there? Dynamic loading. In Java applications, preprocessor is not required. Why? Because in Java, hash include statements and header files are not available. In Java, import statements and package statements. So in Java, import statement packages are existed. So it is not required to use preprocessor in Java. Related diagram are given. Now this is Java. Here preprocessor is not existed. Next one is one important interview question are given there in the last class. What is that important interview question? No? What are the differences between hash include statement and import statement? A few points are given there. Hash include statements exist in C and C++. Import statements exist in Java. Hash include statements is able to include the predefined library which is available in the header files, but import statement is able to include the predefined library which is available in the form of classes and interfaces in packages. Hash include statements are able to provide static loading, whereas import statements are able to provide dynamic loading. Hash include statements are evaluated by the preprocessor. Import statements are evaluated by the compiler and JVM. Right, sir. In C and C++ applications, if we want to include more than one header file, then we have to use multiple hash include statements. Hash include stdio.h, stdio.h, conio.h, math.h invalid. This is totally what they're invalid. But hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, and hash include math.h, all these are like what they're valid cases now. In Java applications, if you want to include more than one class or more than one interface of the same package, then we have to use star notation in the import statement. Import java.util.star semicolon. They are the various points we understood already in the last classes. All right, now today's difference is somewhat important in outside there. So in outside some discussion is going on about this particular point. So today we are going to understand the total content. All right, now all of you now tell me what is the first point here. What you are understanding about the point here. Now tell me, C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages. C and C++ are what they're platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Java is a platform independent programming language. Clear? Right, sir. Now, all of you observe carefully. C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. So before going to understand whether C and C++ are platform dependent or platform independent. Before that, all this now. First of all, now tell me, when a programming language is platform dependent and when a programming language is platform independent, which programming languages are called platform dependent programming languages and which programming languages are called platform independent programming languages? These points here we have to understand clearly. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? Now understand it. I'm going to give some point to you. Now try to understand it clearly. Everybody put more concentration now. If any programming language, also carefully, if any programming language allows its applications to perform compilation and execution on the same operating system, not on two different operating systems. Both compilation and execution both must be performed on the same operating system. I'll forget my point or not? Then that's a programming language. That programming language is called platform dependent programming language. Tell me what's the point I said to you? If any programming language allows its applications to perform compilation and execution on on the same operating system, not on two different operating systems, then that programming language is called platform dependent programming language. At the same time, what is platform independent programming language? What is the meaning of platform independent programming language? Observe carefully. Same definition. If any programming language allows its applications to perform compilation is on one operating system and execution is on another operating system, then that programming language is called platform independent programming language. Right, sir? Observe carefully. If you perform, that means if any programming language allows its applications to perform compilation on one operating system and execution is on another operating system, then that programming language is called platform independent programming language. Now, anyway, first of all, let's see about this platform dependent. After that, I will come back to what their platform independent. Right, sir. Now, examples for platform dependent and platform independent. Sorry, examples for platform dependent are what they C and C++. Example for platform independent is like what they Java. Of course, we can say like what their Python and so on. So many languages are available. But at present, we are talking about what their Java. Okay. Now, observe carefully, all of you know. Before understanding Java and its platform independence in nature, first we have to understand how that C programming language is a platform dependent programming language. First understand it. After that, we are going to understand about what how Java is platform independent programming language. Clear? All right, sir. All of you observe carefully. I want to give a diagrammatic representation so that we can understand it clearly. First of all, now here we are going to have like what .c file. .c file. We need to perform compilation. Now here, this is like what I'm telling to you, compilation. What we are getting there, compilation here we are getting. Okay, fine. When we compile the C program, here we are able to get .exe file. Okay, inside this .exe file, what we are having there, already we are aware about this diagram. Right, sir. Compilation, there we are getting like what there, .exe file. Whenever we are having this .exe file, there we have to execute the application. Execution. When we execute the program, there we are able to get output. This is as per the concept. Now understand it clearly. First of all, we have to take an operating system for compilation. We have to take what there, an operating system for what there, compilation, and another operating system for execution. First of all, as per the definition I am telling to you, for example, I want to use like what there, Windows operating system for compilation. As per the platform dependent programming languages definition, the same Windows operating system we have to use for what there, execution. The same Windows operating system we have to use for what there, execution. Sorry. All right, sir. Now I have to use like what there, Windows. So then now we are getting output. This is as per the definition. For compilation and for execution, we have used the same operating system. That's why we can say that C programming language is what their platform dependent programming language. This is in general topic what we are understanding. For our discussion point of view, for understanding how C is a platform dependent programming language, I want to take a different operating system at runtime. I want to take what there, a different operating system at what time, runtime. So Windows is for what their compilation, Linux is for what their execution. Windows is for compilation, Linux is for what their execution. Right, sir. Now observe carefully. Understand it now? If we compile C program on Windows operating system, automatically here we are getting what file here, .exe file here we are getting. What is this .exe file actually? What is this actually? .exe file. What is this actually? All of you observe carefully. It contains directly executable code. .exe file contains directly executable code. And it is having the local operating system representations. It is having the local operating system representations. That is, which representations now, tell me? Windows representations. Is it? All of you are following my point now? Understand it? Now that's the key point here. If you understand this, then remaining point is very simple for us. Okay, now tell me what exactly the point here I discussed with you. Now try to understand it clearly. First of all, here we are having C program. The C program is compiled on which operating system here now? Windows operating system. If it is the case, now here, what file here we are getting there? .exe file we are getting. This .exe file nature is what? .exe file contains directly executable code, and it is having the local operating system. What is a local operating system? Windows operating system. Local operating system representations. That is what their Windows representations. Here, everybody has to remember one point, fundamental point. Each and every operating system has its own data representation. From one operating system to another operating system, data representations are varied. No common representations are available from one operating system to another operating system. Say for example, one example I'm telling there, one operating system will provide 2 bytes of memory for integer. Another operating system may provide 4 bytes of memory for integer. Some other operating system may provide 1 byte of memory for integer. Got it or not? Variations are available. So what we have to remember here, from one operating system to another operating system, that internal data representations are varied. No common data representations are available in all the operating systems. Suppose if all the operating systems are having common features, common data representations, no need to have these many operating systems. One operating system is sufficient throughout the world. So the point is what there, one operating system to another operating system, that changes are available. Data representations are varied. Now tell me, our C program is compiled on which operating system? Windows operating system. .exe file is generated. This .exe file is generated as per which representations? No, Windows representations only. Clear? All of you are getting clarity up to know. Our .exe file is as per the Windows representations. It has only Windows operating system representations only. Clear or not? Okay. Move on to the next point. Everybody, put concentration here. Forget about this part. Up to now, what I discussed here, keep aside. Now coming to this point here. Execution is going on which operating system? Linux operating system. Now tell me, who will execute this program actually? Execution in the sense, who will execute this one? C engine. Am I right or not? C engine can execute our program now. Okay, now listen carefully, all of you know. If a C engine is executing our program, in the sense, now C engine is available on Linux operating system. So here the point is like what there, C engine is able to execute, only Linux, Linux representations. That means the program which must be available in what operating system? No, Linux operating system. That means the bytecode which we submitted to the C engine, it must have the Linux representations. Then only the program will be executed. Right? Now try to understand the point here. What I am telling to you. Very simple. C program I compiled on Windows operating system. I got a .exe file as per what representations? No, Windows representations. So Windows represented .exe file here we are getting. Asterisk in this diagram, I'm giving Windows represented .exe file to C engine which is on Linux operating system. Now C engine is expecting what representations? No, Linux representations. But here we provided what representations here? Windows representations. So we are providing Windows representations too, like what there? Linux representations. We are providing Windows representations to what there? That means Windows represented .exe file to C engine which is on Linux operating system. Where C engine is able to understand or is unable to understand? Unable to understand what representations? No, Windows representations. Why? Because C engine required what representations? No, Linux representations. But here we provided what representations? No, Windows representations. Is it possible to run Windows represented bytecode under Linux representations? Yes, sir. Understand my point clearly? Is it possible to execute Windows representations on Linux operating system? Not possible. We are unable to execute it. Am I right or not? The simple point here. In general, in Maharashtra, Marathi is going on majorly. Simple example. In Maharashtra, Marathi language is going on. Forget about Hindi language. It's a national language. That's okay. Leave aside. No. The point is what there in India, each and every state has their own languages, no, right? In Maharashtra, Marathi is going on majorly. For example, in Tamil Nadu, Tamil is going on. Understand my point here? If Tamil person is coming to Maharashtra and speaking Tamil in the sense, how many members can understand that? Is it possible for a Tamil person to speak in Tamil in Maharashtra? Is that Maharashtra person is able to understand the Tamil? Same scenario is going on here now. Think of it. This is Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu person. The Tamil Nadu person is coming here and speaking in Tamil. How this Maharashtra people can understand it? Yes, sir, got it or not? So that language problem is coming or not? The data representation is varied or not? So Maharashtra, in Maharashtra, JVM is available. It knows about only Marathi. This C engine is knows about only Marathi. It does not aware about what the Tamil. But the .exe file is in what the Tamil. How the Tamil is executed inside the C engine, which is able to understand only Maharashtra, only Marathi. So got it or not? So that language, some mismatch is coming or not? So because of that reason, our program is not possible to execute. Okay, if our program is not possible to execute in this case, no, but I want to make it is possible to execute. If we want to make it is possible to execute, what we have to do there? When Tamil person is coming to Maharashtra and speaking in Tamil, then we have to say to him, don't speak in Tamil here. We are unable to understand it. No, you can speak Tamil in your Tamil Nadu only. I get my point or not? If you are in Tamil Nadu, if you speak in Tamil Nadu, then it will be okay. Everybody will understand it. Either we have to come here. If you want to come here, then what we have to do? We have to learn Marathi and we have to speak in Marathi. Then only we can understand. It's not like area problem there. It's the problem is the language, it's the communication. I'm talking about the communication problem. So everybody can go at any location there. See, for example, if you are able to speak in Hindi, then we can survive at any location inside the India, max. Am I right or not? So that's okay. That's a different case I'm telling there. But locality-wise, some languages are available in India. So Tamil persons can speak Tamil in Tamil Nadu. That will be a good thing. If Tamil person is coming to Delhi and speaking in Tamil in the sense, definitely we should respect them. But the point is what the communication problem. They're unable to get the conversation. That's the problem here. Here also the same thing. If C engine wants to execute any code, that code must be in a Linux. But here we provided what code here? No, Windows related code here. So Windows related code is not possible for C engine to execute it here. So because of that reason, here what we are getting there? No, here we are getting some mismatches. Here we are getting what their mismatches now. But if you want to execute this program, then what we have to do there? If we want to execute this program, what we have to do there? Just we have to remove Linux here. In place of this Linux, what we have to provide there? Simple, we have to provide like what there? Windows. The same Windows, what we have used for compilation, same Windows if we provide now, automatically our C engine is able to understand in place of Linux, is able to understand directly what it is able to understand there, no? Windows it is able to understand. Now check this total process here, what is going to be happen? Now tell me, all of you now tell me, we compile our C program on which operating system? Windows operating system. We got .exe file in with which representations? Windows representations. Our C engine is available on which operating system? Windows. It is able to understand what representations? Windows representations. We provided what representations? Windows representations. Everything is matched or not? Everything is matched. Now our program will be executed or not? Yes, definitely our application will be executed now in this particular context. Now tell me, in this overall situation, execution time operating system is dependent on the compile time operating system or not? Means that for compilation and execution we have to provide the same operating system or not? If it is mandatory to provide the same operating system for both compilation and execution, then that programming language is called as what there? Platform dependent programming language. Yes, sir. The programming language is what there? Platform dependent programming language. All of you are getting clarity or not? Point is very simple. Now try to understand it clearly. So here the situation here, what I am telling to you, observe carefully. Diagram is okay. I want to use this diagram. Right, sir. Now before that, I want to give some clarity about this point here. How C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages. I want to give some point here. Try to understand it clearly. In a C and C++ applications, or else maybe if we compare C and C++ applications on a Windows operating system, then the compiler will generate .exe file with the same Windows operating system representations. If we compile C and C++ applications on a Windows operating system, then the compiler will generate .exe file with the same Windows operating system representations. Observe carefully. If you want to execute Windows represented .exe file, if we want to execute Windows represented .exe file, then we must use the same Windows operating system at runtime. It is not possible to use other operating systems at a runtime. That's it. Now this is a story. Due to this reason, C and C++ programming languages are platform dependent programming languages. Right, sir. Due to this reason, C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages. Diagrammatic view also here we provided. Now all of you understand it. Now this is like what I'm telling there. This is about platform dependent programming language which is related with C and C++. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Now all of you understand it. The next point here I'm telling to you. All right. How Java is a platform independent programming language, that point here we have to understand. All of you now tell me, if any programming language allows its applications to perform compilation on one operating system and execution is on another operating system, then that programming language is called platform independent programming language. Then it is called as like what there? Platform independent programming language. Examples are what there? Java and Python. Now we are going to understand how Java is a platform independent programming language. How can you say Java is a platform independent programming language? Yeah, understand this point clearly. All of you observe carefully. For example, this is my .java file. Put more concentration. We understood already C and C++, how it is platform dependent. That's okay, leave this. But this we have to remember for a long time. Interviewer may ask a question to you, how Java is a platform independent programming language. There we have to give answer for it. So everybody has to understand it. So that's why here we have to get more clarity on this. .java file here we have taken. Now here I need to perform compilation. Compilation. When we perform compilation, here we are getting like what there dot class file. In the case of Java, after compilation of the Java program, what files here we are able to get? No, dot class files here we are able to get. Right. Sir. When we complete this compilation here, we have to go with what there execution. Observe carefully. Multiple executions here I want to perform. Multiple executions, not like single executions, multiple executions. Now, okay, this is one time execution. Next one is after this. Output here we are getting. Right, sir. Right, sir. Overall, how many executions here we provided here? 4 times execution here we provided. Only one time we compile our program. 4 times here we want to execute our program. Now I want to decide the operating systems. For compilation, I'm going to use what there Windows, and for execution here I'm going to use like what there Linux, and for another time execution here we are going to use like what there, say for example Solaris. Another time here we are going to use like what there Mac. All right, sir. Another time the same Windows operating system here we are going to use. That's it. Now here the point is what? One time we perform compilation, but 4 times we are executing our program. If it is going on good, if it is like this, if it is possible to execute the program like this, then Java programming language is what their platform independent programming language. Compilation is on one operating system and execution is on what their another operating system. If it is going on as it is, then Java is what their platform independent programming language. Is that clear or not? Okay, now understand it, how it is possible. First of all, listen carefully. When we compile program on Windows operating system, automatically what file here we are getting now? Dot class file here we are getting. What is this dot class file actually? What is this dot class file actually? All right, so now I'm giving clarity. Now try to observe carefully. First compare with .exe file. What is .exe file actually? .exe file contains directly what code here no? Come on, .exe file contains directly executable code. Okay, and it is having the local operating system representations. That is what representations? No, Windows operating system representations. Clear? Now understand it now. Dot class file contains. Dot class file contains. All of you observe carefully. Contains bytecode. Everybody understand my point here. .exe file contains what code here? No, directly executable code. But .exe file contains what code here? No, bytecode. .exe file contains what? .class file contains what there? Bytecode. What is this bytecode actually? What is the meaning of this bytecode? What is this bytecode? You know, now I'm giving clarity. Understand it clearly. It is not directly. It is not directly executable code. It is not directly executable code. Okay, it is not directly executable code, but what code it is? No, it is an intermediate code. It is what there? An intermediate code. It is not directly executable code. Okay, but what is this? It is an intermediate code. And listen carefully. And it is not representing. It is not representing any operating system. It is not representing any operating system representations. It is not having any operating system representations. It is a neutral bytecode. Neutral code. It is not directly executable code. It is an intermediate code. And it is not having any of the operating system representations, including Windows. Including what we provided there, including Windows. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? So even though we compile our Java program on Windows now, the generated dot class files are not having Windows representations. It is having some bytecode. That bytecode is what there? It is not directly executable code. It is an intermediate code. It is an intermediate code. It is not directly executable code. And it is not representing any of the operating system representations, including what there? Including Windows representations. Clear? Okay. Now here, understand the point clearly, all of you know. Neutral bytecode is available. Okay, fine. But if you want to execute any bytecode on Linux now, that bytecode must have Linux representations. If you want to execute that bytecode on Solaris now, that bytecode must have Solaris representations. If you want to execute any bytecode on Mac operating system, that bytecode must have Mac representations. If we want to execute any bytecode on Windows now, that bytecode must have the same Windows representations. Neutral bytecode is not going to be executed here. That neutral bytecode is not at all required. Answer my point here now. That neutral bytecode must be in the Linux representations, or must be in Solaris representation, must be in a Mac representations, or must be in Windows representation. But our neutral bytecode is totally an intermediate code. It is not directly executable code. It is not having any of the operating system representations. Is that right or not? Now we have to execute our Java program. Almost all this problem is equal to the C problem or not? In C programming language, whatever the problem we identified, same problem here we identified or not? Observe carefully. Exactly in this particular situation, Sun Microsystems has provided some converters to convert the code from bytecode to the local operating system representations. Exactly in this particular situation, Sun Microsystems has provided a set of converters to convert the code from bytecode to the local operating system representations. That bytecode which is representing local operating system representations, then that bytecode is nothing but what their native code. That bytecode is called as what their native code after conversion to the local operating system representations. So now here we require some converters. Yes, that converters are provided by Sun Microsystems. Right, what is the use of that converters here? That is provided by operating system here. Now try to understand. That means the converters are provided by Java here. What exactly the converters are available here? If you observe this, Here we need one converter. Here we need another converter, and here also we require like what there, another converter. Right, sir. Like this. We are taking some converters. Right, sir. Now here we have to understand like what are the converters. So what is the job of this converter? No, this converter is able to convert neutral bytecode to local operating system representations. Then what is the purpose of this converter here? No, this converter is able to convert neutral bytecode to Solaris representations. Then what is the job of this converter actually? It able to convert the neutral bytecode into MAC representations. It is able to convert neutral bytecode into like what are their Windows representations. Yes, sir. Are you getting it or not? So like this here we are having like what are their converters. These converters are able to convert the neutral bytecode into the local operating system representations. Now tell me, if this converter is converting that neutral bytecode into local operating system representations, then execution engine is able to execute Linux related dot class file or not? It is able to execute Linux related bytecode or not? When it is executing Linux related bytecode, then output will be generated. Similarly, when this converter is converting that neutral bytecode to the Solaris representation, execution engine is able to execute the Solaris represented dot class file, then it able to generate some output. Like this, the remaining two cases. So here converters are required or not required? Definitely here we require converters. But how these converters are provided in outside? No, who has provided this converters in outside actually? Who has provided these converters? No, the same Sun Microsystems has provided the required converters. Same Sun Microsystems has provided required converters along with the execution. So how this Sun Microsystems has provided these converters? No, Sun Microsystems has provided these converters and as well as like what their execution, conversion and execution in a single device. Conversion and execution in a single device. Conversion and execution in a single device. Now that single device is nothing but like what there, that is called as JVM. It's called as like what there, JVM, Java Virtual Machine. This is also like what there, JVM. This is also like what there, JVM. This is also like what there, JVM. Is it? All of you are getting my points or not? So this is also like what there, what JVM here now. So now tell me, here I'm asking one question there. What exactly the responsibilities of the JVM? Come on, what is the responsibility of the JVM? Two responsibilities are available. What are the two responsibilities? No, one is what there, conversion. Second one is what there, execution. Conversion and execution. Conversion from what to what? Bytecode to native code. Bytecode to native code. Native code is a bytecode which is in local operating system representations. So conversion mechanisms are converting bytecode to native code, and execution process will execute that native code. Execution engine will execute that native code. Am I right or not? Okay, now here what we required here now, JVMs we required. What we required here now, JVMs we required. Now everybody answer for my question now. I'm asking one question to you. How many times we compiled our program? Come on, how many times we compiled our program? Only one time we compiled our program. But how many times we execute our program? 4 times we are executing our program on the same operating system or on different operating systems now. On a different operating systems we execute our program here, but compiled on one operating system, execute on multiple operating systems here now. Got it or not? So is it not platform independent programming language? Compiled in one operating system and execution is on multiple operating systems, different operating systems. Is it not platform independent programming language? Come on. Yes, it is a platform independent programming language only. But remember carefully, Java is a platform independent programming language because of JVMs only. Because of the conversions only. The conversions are the part of what their JVM. Java is a platform independent programming language because of what their JVMs only. Now understand another conclusion here now. One time we compile our program. Nearly 4 times we execute our program on different operating systems. Am I right or not? Now tell me, 4 times we are executing our Java program, which I compiled 1 time. Now tell me here, how many JVMs here we have used? How many JVMs here we have used? Is that only one type of JVM or different types of JVMs? No. Is it only one type of JVM or multiple JVMs here? Now tell me, how many types of JVMs here we have used? Is it only one time or multiple types now? Tell me some. Now here 4 times we are executing our program there. 4 times same JVM or different JVM? Now tell me. So here the answer is like what there. How many JVMs here we have used? Is it one JVM or 4 JVMs? If it's a question, no. Answer is 4 JVMs, not one JVM. Here we are using how many JVMs? No, 4 JVM, not single JVM. Why, sir? How can you say 4 JVMs here? No, there is a reason for it. What is the reason here? I'm telling there. How can you say 4 JVMs? No, the reason is what there. Java is a platform independent programming language because of JVMs only. Java is a platform independent programming language because of JVMs only. But JVM is platform dependent tool. That is this point. Java is a platform independent programming language, but JVM is what there? Platform dependent tool. Not only JVM, the total Java software, the complete Java software is a platform dependent. Java software is platform dependent, but Java programming language is a platform independent. And Java application compile program on Windows and execute the same program in any other operating system. It's okay, well and good. It will run. If we are able to get a program and programming language is platform independent. But Java software is a collection of tools or not? Java C compiler, JVM, Java, that means like what there? Java virtual machine, Java profiler, Java signer, like what there? Java documentators, like different components are available here. All these are platform dependent only. All these are what they are? Platform dependent only. How, sir? How can you say this? Java is a platform dependent, platform independent. How can you say that? Why? Because here the point is what there? Java is what their platform independent. But JVM and Java C and Java P, Java Docker, all these comments are nothing but what the Java software. The Java software is what their platform dependent. I'll show one proof for it. You have to recognize this. Right, sir. I'll give the point here later on, but first of all, I'm preparing the copy. No, now try to understand one proof. No. Now here, I want to download Java software. Observe carefully. Java 8 download. Right, sir. All of you observe carefully. These are the download links now. But all these downloadable links are provided as per the operating systems or not. Think about it. If Java software is a platform independent, why they are providing different links for each and every operating system? I don't know. Why they are provided different links for each and every operating system? Why they are not providing single link for all the any type of operating system? It means that Linux based x86, if we download here, if we click on enter button there, Linux based Java software will be downloaded. For example, if we select Windows now, this links here, if we download there, automatically it is able to provide environment for what their Windows operating system only. Sir, get my point or not? So the point is like what I'm telling there. Here the point is like what there. Java is a platform independent programming language, but Java software, Java compiler, and JVM, all these components are like what their platform dependent. All these are like what their platform dependent. That's it. Now these are the points here we have to understand clearly. So Now tell me, all of you are getting clarity on this. What is the meaning of platform dependent and what is the meaning of platform independent? No? Have you understood this? What is the meaning of platform dependent? What is the meaning of platform independent? C and C++, how they are platform dependent. Have you understood that? Now we have to understand about like what that Java and its a platform independent nature. Definition is okay, fine now. But now here I'm telling to you, observe carefully. If we compile Java program, if we compile Java application on Windows operating system, then the compiler will generate bytecode. Compiler will generate what there? Bytecode. It is not directly executable code. It is not directly executable code. It is an intermediate code. It is what there? An intermediate code. And it is not having any operating system representations. And it is not having any operating system representations. But here the point I'm telling there, observe carefully. In this context term, if you want to execute any bytecode, first that bytecode must be that bytecode must have local operating system representations. Okay, for this Java has provided local operating system representative. For this Java has provided a separate conversion mechanisms. For this Java has provided separate conversion mechanisms to convert the data from to convert the bytecode to the local operating system. Right, sir. Observe carefully. For the Java has provided separate conversions mechanisms to convert the bytecode to the native code. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Native code in the form of JVM. Yes, sir. In the form of like what there? JVM. Just let me set it this paradigm. If we compile Java application on Windows operating system, then the compiler will generate bytecode. It is not directly executable code. It is an intermediate code and is not having any of the operating system representations. In this context, if you want to execute a bytecode, if you want to execute the bytecode, first that bytecode must have the local operating system representations. For the Java has provided a separate conversion mechanisms. Now I want to remove this part here. I want to rewrite it again. All right, sir. Now here, first that bytecode must be converted to the local operating system representations. Sir, got it or not? Now get the point what I'm telling here. To provide the required conversion, Java has provided converters. To provide the required conversion, Java has provided converters. Okay, fine. Now the point here, how they have provided the conversions, the point here. Now in the above context, to convert bytecode to native code, and to execute native code, Java has provided a separate tool in the form of JVM, in the form of like what there? JVM. That's it. But this is the purpose of like what there? JVM. Now I want to give some no type of points here. What are the no type of points here? I'm telling you, observe carefully. Java is a platform independent programming language because of JVMs only. Because of what's up? JVMs only. But JVM is what their platform dependent programming language. JVM is what their not programming language. JVM is platform dependent tool. JVM is what their platform dependent tool. So Java is a platform independent programming language because of JVMs, but JVM is what their platform dependent tool. That's it. Now they are the points here we have to understand about like what their platform independent and platform dependency nature of this programming languages. Right or not? Right. All of you are following the points now. So this is one type of discussion which is going on. Right, sir. Because of this in outside, so here we have to understand it clearly. Version mechanisms only. Now Java is becoming as what their platform independent programming, but Java into one. Now I'm asking one question for the sake of your clarity. I'm asking one question to you. Try to answer for it, all of you know. Listen carefully. For example, how many operating systems here we have taken, sir? Now tell me. In this example, in the diagram, how many operating systems here we have taken there? 5 operating systems. We can understand. For compilation, 1 operating system. For execution, 4 operating systems. So let's assume it. Each and every operating system is available in a different computer. All the operating systems are available in how many computers? No, different computers. So how many computers we are using now? 5 computers we are using. Listen carefully. All of you have to carefully. If we want to perform compilation, we require Java software. Is it possible to compile Java file without Java software? No, the compiler must require or not. The compiler is coming along with our Java software only. To compile program, Java software is required. To execute the program, Java software is required. How many times we execute the program? 4 times. So 4 Java softwares we required or not? Again, I'm asking this question there. Now tell me here, 4 times you are executing program in the sense at all 4 times Java software is required or not? Definitely Java software is required at all 4 times, at all 4 applications. That means 4 times of execution of the program kernel. Yes, sir, got or not? Now here my question is, overall in 5 systems we are doing the process now. In all 5 systems we require Java software. Is the Java software is the same Java software or different Java softwares? Come on, think and give answer here. At all 5 systems, same Java software or 5 Java softwares? That means same Java software or different Java softwares? Okay, now tell me. Your answer is okay, fine. You are saying that some of you are saying that different Java software. Some of you are saying that same Java software. Okay, I'll come for this punch. But which program we are executing in all 5 systems now? Same program or different program? Program is same, but 5 different operating, 5 different Java softwares here we are using or not? One Java software is related to what their Linux. Another Java software is related to Solaris. Another Java software is related to Mac. Another Java software is related to Windows operating system. That means 5 Java softwares can be provided or not. But program is what? Same or different? Program is same, but 5 different softwares here we are using or not. So it's the meaning of like what there. Java program, Java programming language is platform independent, but Java software is what? Platform dependent. Java software is what there? Platform dependent, but Java programming language or Java application is what there? Platform independent. That's the clarity. What is the point here I'm telling to you, right, sir? So now here we can understand this clearly. Here are given that required clarification also. It's okay, fine. Now here we have one important interview question here now. Right, sir. One important interview question here we are having there. What is that question now? All of you observe carefully. What are the differences between .exe file and .class file? What are the differences between .exe file and .class file? So here we have to provide answer for this. Now try to understand it now. Everybody observe carefully. Few points, very simple points only. Now tell me, very first point, in which programming language .exe files are possible? In which programming language? Okay, C and C++. In which programming language .class files are available? In Java. All right, so .exe files are available in C and C++, whereas .class files are available in Java. Point number one, we completed. Okay, fine. What is the nature of the .exe file and what is the nature of the .class file? What is .exe file now? Tell me, what is the nature of the .exe file now? .exe file contains what code here now? Directly executable code. Right, so now here we have to understand now. .exe file contains directly executable code. But .class file contains what code? Byte code. .class file contains what code? Byte code. It is not directly executable code. Right or not? Okay, fine. Next one is, which one is platform dependent one and which .exe file is what there is a platform dependent, because of its platform dependency nature only. The C programming language is becoming as what their platform dependent. Because of its platform dependency nature only, for compilation and for execution, we have to maintain the same operating system. But whereas .class file is what their platform independent. Am I right or not? Is a platform independent. Okay, right, son. Next one is just, it is a general theoretical point only, we have to understand it. No, the next one here, .exe file is able to provide .exe file is able to provide lesser security for the data. .exe file is able to provide what security? No, lesser security for the data, whereas .class file is able to provide more security for the data. .class file is able to provide what is there? More security for the data. Here this is in two ways. Here we can understand that security for the .exe and .class. No, in general, when compared with Java, C and C++ are having less security. So obviously .exe files are providing what security? Less security. Java is providing more security. So obviously .class files are having what there? More security. But this, there is another reason also. What is that another reason here? Observe carefully. In general, majority of the virus related softwares are provided in the form of .exe files. Number of viruses are provided in the form of like what there? .exe files. But no virus related file is available in the form of .class file. So in this way also we can understand it. Security is more in the case of .class. Security is very less in the case of like what there? .exe file. Now come again. What are the various differences here we provided here? The differences between .exe and .class. .exe files available in C and C++, whereas .class files are available in what there? Java. .exe files contains directly executable code, but .class files contains what there? Byte code. It is not directly executable code. .exe file is a platform dependent, whereas .class file is what there? Platform independent. .exe file is able to provide less security for the data, whereas .class file is able to provide what there? More security for the data. That's it. Now this is exactly the differences between C++ are platform dependent programming languages, but Java is what there? Platform independent programming language. So this difference is completed. Next one is the fourth difference is also be very, very important for us. All right. Now this is like what there? Pointers are required in C and C++, but Java does not require pointers. So Java doesn't require like what are their pointers. Pointers are not possible in the case of Java, but pointers required in C and C++, but Java does not require pointers. This is a point here we have to understand. Right? Can I discuss this topic on tomorrow? Can I take this topic on tomorrow? Right, sir. So even time may not be sufficient for it, no? And tomorrow I'll take this one. Tomorrow max I will finish it in the half of the time there. Next, why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java? That points also here we have to understand. The remaining part of the content I will discuss about it. Max within 1 or 2 days of time. Max points are going to be covered here. Then after that I will start Java features. Next one is a Java programming format, Java naming conventions and programming format. That they are the topics which are remaining in our introduction part. Once if we completed that, then I'm going to show how to prepare application development, how to install Java software, how to provide setups in Java software, how to compile Java program, how to execute Java programs. All the content here we are going to understand clearly. That's it. We are going to continue the content here effectively. So don't worry for it. Max in the next, not in this week, no, in the next week, max. In the next week, in the middle of the next week, or maybe we are going to attend at what time here the classes, no? 10 o'clock. Already given intimation there. I'm going to. So these are only introduction classes which are going on here now. So later on might be at 10 o'clock. I'm going to take your classes permanently, but up to some fundamental class only I'm going to take here now. Right? Don't worry. I'll plan for it. Once if I complete this 11:30 classes, there immediately I'm going to start what the advanced Java classes. Those are in packages. Definitely we have to attend for advanced Java classes. No. Later on, I'm going to implement the advanced Java classes. No? Right? So anyway, that's all for today. Then tomorrow I'll continue, and tomorrow we are going to see the continuation of this content. Tomorrow at what time you have to come here? 11:30 only. Come here at 11:30 within 10 to 15 minutes delay. I'll come here and I will start our classes now. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow.